Hi friends, welcome back to Farm Girl Diaries. We are outside today and we're making jam. So this this is not going to be a traditional jam making recipe video. I filmed them before, so I can link them below if you want to go take a look at them. This is going to be just a kind of hangout video. We have some strawberries we have to use up. This is not the last of the strawberries. I still have 3 more quarts that I hope to make um, a pie with tomorrow. Trying to figure out how to use my cooktop here. But it's been super rainy outside. This has actually been documented as the 4th wettest May on record. So today is the only day it's not going to rain. It's going to rain, I think, for the next at least 2 days, if not 3 days. So this is the only day that it is nice outside. Of course, it was a work day. It's already like 6:30, I think. So we're going to get started making some jam, and then we're just going to kind of hang out, walk around, just kind of hang out together today. And I was going to do this in the house. This would have been easier to do this in the house. However, it's so nice outside. I'm like, let's do it outside. So this way we can do everything outside, enjoy the nice weather. I can get the hot water bath going outside when that's ready. It's going to be a good day. So I have my strawberries going. I'm just making whatever I kind of had left and washed and cored. If I need to make more jam later, I can. I still have jam, or I still have strawberries in the freezer from last year. I typically like to make my jam over winter. And so I thought about doing that this year too. Just freezing these strawberries, and then over winter I can make jam. But I only have 2 pints of jam, of strawberry jam left. And I'm like, okay, well, we need jam. We are not allowed to go without some sort of strawberry jam in our lives until winter. So I'm going to do these. And like I said, I have 3 quarts left. I know I want to bake a strawberry cream cheese pie. I like to eat them fresh. I thought I'd make a dip to eat some fresh. So we'll see what else we do with them. But we have some strawberries that we need to harvest from down in the garden. We'll see what they look like because they've been really beaten on by the rain. And yeah, so we're just going to get these cooking down, and we're just going to hang out. I have my water bath canner going, and I just added my pectin here. I'm just going to let it cook for a couple minutes. I've talked about this before, but when I make jam, I don't make a traditional like hard set jam or jelly. I make like a sauce. So I do have a couple of pieces of big strawberry in here. I will mash them with like my spoon. I did get the immersion blender out and I blended it. There's a couple of strawberries that have slipped through the cracks, and I'm just kind of backing them up against the side of the pot and kind of smushing them. I do like to have, I don't like it to be completely smooth. I do like there to be a little bit of like fruit in it. I don't like it chunky, but I like it a little in the middle, right? And so when I say I make sauce, I don't like traditional jam. Um, it sets too hard for me. And so what I do with this is I keep it so it sets a little bit, but not too much. And then I can pour it easier. So I can pour it into yogurt. I can pour it into breads when I make like stuffed French toast. I can pour it into things. Um, so I don't like it when it's too set. So what I'm gonna do is I added my pectin. and I let it cook for a couple of minutes. So now I'm going to test it because I only added half a box of pectin just because I just eyeball it. So I'm going to go get, I wanted to bring one out, I forgot, a little bowl, and I'm going to put a little bit in the freezer and see how it sets. Flavor-wise, this is really good. Has a great amount of flavor. I didn't have to add too much sugar, which was great. It has a great flavor. I'm gonna go in and get a little bowl to put this in the freezer to test how thick it gets. And then we can get this canned, and then we're gonna do a quick walk in the garden. So stay tuned. Can we just talk about like how stunning these roses are? Like, look at those roses. Absolutely beautiful. There is so much color, and I'm really loving the pop of these pink geraniums with the gorgeous white trailing vine with these roses. These are the most perfect roses I've ever seen in my entire life. And then these are the most perfect petunias and puppy. That's the most perfect puppy. But these are the most perfect petunias. Look at them. So this pot here reseeded itself from the tower last year. And they're just, for some reason, they're a variety that gets huge. Don't know why, but I'm obsessed. But like, I feel like, and look at this one here. I feel like they just look so freaking whimsical. I am obsessed. And then this here is a 4-year-old purple shield that I am trying desperately not to kill. For some reason, it had leaves on it, and then it died, and now it keeps getting too wet. So I dumped it all, trying to save it, and so we're gonna see if that comes back. Shield is an annual, but I bring it inside every year, and every year it dies back, and every year it comes back. And this year, I finally figured out how to get it to not die back, and I put it outside. And well, first I let it go without water for like maybe a week and a half, and they are dramatic. And all of his leaves dried up and dropped. So I was like, okay, hopefully I didn't kill it. And so I was like so upset all winter. I thought I killed it. After like a month and a half, it came back. I had leaves. It was great. It was gorgeous. Then I put it outside, and I don't really know why the leaves have died. So we're back to, I hope it's not dead. But I have this thing where I keep plants for years. And so when a plant that I've had for years dies or is threatening to die on me, I get personally offended. We don't like that. But there is just so much going on. I'm loving life. So like I said, it's supposed to get to be rainy tomorrow. So we're going to soak up all of the outsideness that we can. I still need to feed the bunny her dinner. I haven't fed her dinner yet. But let's go in the garden. So I haven't really been in the garden in like 3 or 4 days. 4 or 5 days. I don't think it's been that long. But it's been a couple days. So I want to go see if anything has changed and how everything is doing. And, oh, I'm stuck on my gate. I know we have strawberries to pick. So let's start with a strawberry snack. Let's see what we got. You see what I see? So I did such a good job with my knitting. I gotta figure out how I can get in. So these are Everbearing strawberries. And they produce these really small berries as opposed to a June Baron strawberry. Like, you see that one right there? Okay, let's put these in the skirt. Okay. Oh my goodness, I see so many. Okay, I might need to put you down because I see so many. So put you down and I'll harvest the strawberries. I have such a little pile of strawberries. I need to go get a bowl. Isn't that a great problem to have? I was like, oh, I'll just get a handful. There's so many. So this is my first year planting. I've always had Everbearing, I've always had Everbearing. I wouldn't do that again. Um, the reason being is while they give you berries like all summer long, they stop in the heat of summer. The berries they give you are small and they're not a ton. So it's like a nice little handful. But I think you would need a lot of Everbearing strawberries in order to get like enough to top like one yogurt or something. Like,
So for some reason, my mic cut out here, but I wanted to show you all my strawberries that didn't fit in the container I brought. I typically have a habit of bringing the wrong size container for everything that I do. So I'm struggling to get all of my beautiful strawberries back up to the house without spilling any. But for the first year of June Baron strawberries, they turned out really, really well.
would you look at this bowl of strawberries? Like, I have a legitimate bowl of homegrown strawberries. Sorry about. Hi. I'm coming back out. I'm coming out. It is the most beautiful bowl of strawberries I've ever picked in my entire life. So I picked those June Baron, or I bought those June Baron strawberries last year. I put them in last fall, and they're already giving me like a nice little crop. My hope is one day I can grow enough that I don't need to buy strawberries. But that little bed, I'm trying to think of how I can make more space. So this little bed is all I have. It's not huge. I don't really want to take up more yard space to put more strawberries in. So I need to come up with a plan to get more strawberries. And I don't know what that plan is yet. But I thought I'd show you. I found this. I was cutting food for Hyacinth and I found this. I think this is so fun. So I was just chopping kale to take to Hyacinth. But by the way, this I have not done. So I don't know who is eating my kale. Because I have a whole bunch of this. I guess it's slugs, maybe aphids. But to strip it like that, I think is kind of funny. But I picked kale and then I smelled cilantro. I have a volunteer cilantro plant in here, right here. But then look how tall this thing is. To reach the sun, it had to beat the kale. So I think that is funny that I somehow have a cilantro growing in the kale patch. Oh my word. I haven't been out here. Okay, this is something we're definitely going to have to do this weekend. We're going to have to give our onions a haircut. Look how tall a lot of our onions are. They've really taken off, but they're not bulbing up yet. So we are still waiting to see them bulb up. Should get rid of all these violets. Yeah, we're still waiting to see them bulb up. But come from this direction. Look how tall they are. Sometimes I try to force myself to stay out of the garden so that when I come back in the garden again, it's like fun surprises. And I don't typically succeed myself, but the rain kept me in this time. So the onion is a fun surprise. Our tomato row is doing pretty good. We had tomatoes setting off blossoms. I haven't done any pruning on my tomatoes yet. So I need to come do that probably one day soon. Look how like they're getting nice and big. And so here's the difference too. This is interesting. These are called potato leaves. They look like potatoes kind of. Whereas these are tomato leaves. Oh, and look at this. So this leaf curl is happening. So it's not happening on those. That's interesting. The leaf curl starts here. And it's happening on all of these. Look at that. Okay. Okay, these ones are fine. Oh, isn't that funny? So this variety, this here, it's this one, and this one. Oh, isn't that funny? So out of all of my tomatoes, only these three are struggling. So I did 3 Cherokee Purple, 3 Brandywine, then 3 Bread and Salt. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. I thought I did 2 Paul Robeson. I think I did 2 Bread and Salt and 2 Paul Robeson. But it's interesting because this one is positively a Bread and Salt. This one is supposed to be a Paul Robeson. This one is positively a Paul Robeson, and that one's fine. So what that says for me is that these two, at least the Bread and Salt, possibly, because here's a Bread and Salt too that's also starting to curl, but possibly also the Paul Robeson, they're not doing well with this wet weather. And while this is the wettest May in history, it's actually not in history, it's the 4th wettest May in history. So this amount of water, of this amount of rain, isn't normal. We can get it. And so the other tomatoes at this point are not affected. They're still looking great. So this is something to maybe keep in mind if you have a wetter area. Bread and Salt and Paul Robeson don't do well in a wetter climate. I'm not going to say the word. I'm going to say the M word that we hate. But everything else is looking really good. They're not having nothing else is really having major leaf curl. So the Brandywines do great. The Cherokee Purples do great. The Amish Paste do great. So I guess we know that the Bread and Salt and the Paul Robesons do not do well here. But let's go see our broccoli, because I can see the broccoli from here, and it's huge. See this one here? Like, oh, mosquitoes are already out. Oh, that's annoying. But it's the size of my hand. He needs to be harvested because he's starting to split, but he is huge. And then the other ones you can see here are starting to put on the little sprouts. But yeah, he is massive. And you can see maybe a better example right here. I cut this one Sunday. He's already putting on a nice little sprout there. So that's exciting. Got another strawberry. So now we get to eat this one. I threw the other ones inside because they were a little dirty because of all the rain. This one's not. That's good. Mm. So good. So I was talking to my girlfriend this week, and right around now, one of my favorite things to do is to have garden suppers. And I sit at my patio table down here. I have a movie. I have supper. I have a glass of wine. It's a wonderful evening. So this past weekend, it was really nice. It was a really nice one day. And I was like, you should have a garden supper. And then I found myself being like, I don't want to go in the garden because the garden's ugly. This is the first year that I am dealing with, I don't find my garden attractive. And so I don't want to be in here. And I think we figured out what it was, but I don't know how to fix it. I think it'll get better as the season progresses because I have a ton of flowers in here. Like right here, a ton of strawberries that are just shy of hip high. Or not strawberries, sunflowers that are just shy of hip high. I have zinnias that have heads on them. And I have a dahlia right here. So I don't have a ton, I guess, of flowers in here. Maybe that's a problem. I guess I didn't put too many in here. I guess I need to fix that. But so I think what I realized is that everything right now is green. And then I have the wood. And then I put down straw this year as my mulch in between the aisles. So it's just like green and then like yellow. And I'm not enjoying it. I don't think it's pretty. And I'm not even like, I'm growing so much food. Like, I'm growing so much food. But I'm not even like proud of it. And it's not like imposter syndrome because, like, this is the best the garden has ever done. Like, there are weeds 100%, especially with this rain. The thistle has loved it. So I do need to spend some time this weekend pulling thistle and laying more straw. Great, cool, I'll do that. But I'm not a fan of it right now. And I think we realize it's because I don't have any color in here. It's just green. And I feel like I'm gonna look back on this in like January when it's snowing outside, and I'm gonna look at this spot right here and be like, Keelan, how do you not like this? Look at all the life around you. But I don't like it. Does anyone else have that feeling about their own garden or think that about my garden? Um, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I feel like the spring flowers are on the way out. My summer flowers are earlier than they've ever been. Like, I have zinnias, small zinnias. I have zinnias bloom in the patio garden, and I have the ones by the front gate have heads on them. So like, it's going to be a matter of days until I have zinnias down here. I don't think I planted enough. Maybe that's one thing. I don't think I planted enough zinnias in here. I don't know. I just don't think I like it right now. So I think that's something maybe we can do this weekend too. I need to put my skyscraper sunflowers in here. I haven't done that yet. And then maybe I'll try to like throw some more zinnias places and see if I can get more zinnias in places. I do know that the onion bed there and then this onion bed here, once I pull the onions come like mid to the end of June, I have a single branch in sunflower that is going to go on both of those beds. So both of those beds are going to become sunflower beds. So as like the season progresses, we'll have a lot going on. And I even have peonies blooming right up there. I have white peonies that look and smell delicious. So I don't know what my issue is this year, but I am just not a fan of my garden. And I don't really know why. So that sucks for me. And maybe I just need to be told to shut up. If that's the case, you can tell me to shut up. It won't hurt my feelings. Because look at this guy. Like, literally, he's shoulder high. This is a white hollyhock. And isn't this going to be so pretty, this white hollyhock with my beautiful pink geranium right here? Am I an idiot? Yes. Yes, I am. Speaking of hollyhocks, this hollyhock is so much taller than me, which I think is hysterical. I'm 5'7", and the tall one is at the top of my fingertips almost. So he is tall. But that's a black hollyhock. How fun is that going to look? It's covered in blooms. It's going to be so fun. We're going to go ahead and end this now because now I just sound like I'm being a little whiny. Valid feelings. So you have to let me know. You have to let me know if you think my garden is ugly too, and how can I fix it. I actually like feel like I should be offended for calling this garden, which gives me so much food and has so much life in it, ugly. But tell me if you have any ideas on how I can brighten her up, make her. I don't know why I think that this year is it just so because it's so early. We'll have to check back in like July and see if I still think she's ugly or if she's gotten pretty to me. But anyhow, thank you guys for joining me on this random hodgepodge video while we check the garden out together because it's been a couple days since it has rained nonstop, and we have 2 more days of nonstop rain. So we have projects we need to do. We need to cut the onions. We need to harvest more broccoli. We need to not trellis the tomatoes yet. They still have a little bit of ways to go before they need the support of the trellis. But we could do a hard prune on them. We could start pruning them and making sure that we don't have too many suckers and just too many wayward branches. We have a lot of thistle to pull. I won't bring you along for that, but we have a lot of thistle to pull. I don't know what's happening with my hair. But I just want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Who knows what we'll do? Maybe we'll harvest broccoli, or maybe I'll whine and complain some more about the ugliness of my beautiful, beautiful garden, which gives me so much food. Okay, I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, friends.